hard to like vocalize how we feel or what our boundaries are, what our desires are from friendships in the beginning. One, because sometimes it feels transactional. It'll be like, I'm looking for a friend who is also in business who will help me make more money just by rubbing shoulders with them. And it's like, okay, bitch, are you disingenuous? Like, what do you want here? But I think there's so much opportunity to be okay with the potential rejection of someone saying, I'm not a match for that. And then you guys being able to move forward and move on, then silently having desires or places that you want people to feel in your life and not telling them what the job description is. And, you know, that really leads into that saying of saying, unexpressed boundaries and expectations are premeditated disappointments. Subconsciously, people can feel when you're like, look, bitch, I know we only friends, but you got to produce some value. But what if you approached it from this notion of, I'm always learning. And every time I even learn what I don't like, that helps me learn with more clarity what I do like. And so I'm not hung up on who my friend is. I just want to make friends and meet people. So if you're friends with someone for 3 months and then y'all decide, or you decide this isn't a good fit, that time wasn't wasted because now you know with more clarity what kind of friends you don't want in your circle and how to more accurately continue to see that. So you're like, oh, well, I want friends that don't share the same interest of me. I'm open to somebody who is super active. So you meet a homegirl who likes hikes and shit. And then literally every time she's like, let's go on a hike, let's go on a hike, let's go. You're like, okay, cool. Or like I've done that before and went on the hike with the girl and I'm winded as fuck. And the whole time the girl's like, but come on, you're Trap Yoga Bae. You're supposed to be so fit. And I'm like, bitch, fuck you. Yoga is not cardio. The fuck? And so then I'm like, okay, so I want fitness friends, not hiking bitches with personalities as big as mine. That don't work. Because now we arguing the whole way up. And I'm like, I'm going to finish this because I'm prideful. But let me tell you something, bitch. This is the last time we going to kick it. And that is a true story. And she and I did not continue. But now I know that for years I didn't want hiking buddies. But a friend came to town a couple of weeks ago and they were like, do you want to go for a hike? And I was like, I'm more of a brisk trail runner. If you're down for that, like, so do I consider that time that I had with a friend who liked hikes and thought she was a fucking hike trainer and wanted to push the shit out of me and not really understand my limits? No. But so now I know I need someone who's more gentle or someone who's willing to walk a straight plane, or friends who don't talk shit. Cause I'm actually not a shit talking friend. I don't believe in that Jones and shit. That's the fastest way to make me want to bop you in the mouth. So you learn with more clarity what works for you. And so you're actually wasting less time by not having this big, wide description of what you're looking for in a friendship. So it's like, how is this teaching me how to refine the sort of people that I want to be around in this iteration of my life? And learning new people can be either exhausting or invigorating if you find them interesting. If you find someone exhausting, just a sign that they in particular are not a good match. And so then you assign it to meeting Ashley was exhausting, but meeting Brittany was inspiring and exciting. And the way that I'm willing to invest time with someone is if I feel inspired and excited. And that feeling of exhaustion is a sign that either I don't have the emotional capacity to lend to new friends in this moment and I need to practice being a friend to myself, or I only want to be around people who are inspiring. One thing about me, y'all, is I will not be friends or be fucking on anyone whose life I don't want. Not saying that I want people's life, but when you surround yourself with people, over time, you will become iterations of them. That energy transference is real. And so if I look at you and I'm like, I would be fucking devastated if I had this bitch's life. We can't be friends. We can't be friends. And also just to remember that boundary setting, to set those boundaries up front. And that's one of the big things that we talk about, as we're going through this friendship topic, which is we need to vet our friends just like we vet a job, just like we vet relationships, and we set those boundaries up front. I cannot help myself. I love supporting and fixing. And when I realize that I'm doing that, I say, ooh, I either need to give you a boundary or I need to back up. And so what was it? Was it Thanksgiving morning? This woman, 4 a.m. my time, sends this very long text message about a client who did a chargeback, and she was just reeling. And I could tell she wanted me to fix it and give her advice and give her my templates and tell her how we, handle chargebacks and all of those sort of things. But my response to her was, I want to remind you that having access to me is a privilege, and I cannot be burdened by you asking me to solve your problems at times when we all know that we should be with our family. Yeah, chargebacks can be tough, but it is a part of the game as a business owner. And you'll have to learn how to not take it personally. And if you can't not take it personally, you have to learn how to not fuck up other people's day because you having a bad day. Having access to my phone is a privilege, and I don't want to see messages like that at 4 a.m. on Thanksgiving. It's too much. And within 2 weeks, the next meeting, she said she was tired and she didn't come. And then the next one, she says, you know what? I'm just going to remove myself. And I said, oh, okay. I wasn't upset. Did I try too hard? Did I not try enough? Did I offend her? Because for me to not respect my boundaries offends me. Of all the people I can let down, I'm not one of them. And I will let down any fucking body that I need to. And let down anybody that I need to make sure that I'm showing up for myself doesn't mean cross someone. It doesn't mean disrespect someone. It doesn't mean scam, manipulate, or play anyone. But it does mean no one, and I mean no one, gets the oxygen mask before I do. No one gets to steal my joy. And I think what we tend to do is, have these scenarios where people do things like that, and then we begrudgingly help them, and then we offload that energy to someone else. I can't believe this what this bitch said to me. And you telling another friend, like, am I tripping? And what we're doing is just kicking bad energy down the fucking hill. That client pissed this girl off, and then she came to me with that energy, and then I gotta go displace that energy somewhere else. And I'm just a firm believer in, I like to say, only Southwest lets people bags fly for free. Because, bitch, I'm gonna give you yours back. Like, oh, whoa, you gave me something. Yeah, baby, this wasn't mine. You seem stressed out. Here you go. And so how can we be open enough to make friends and have friends and support in ways that moves the needle and builds that level of reciprocity while not disrespecting ourselves? And so having those conversations up front allows you to do the hard work on the front end, because I would rather do the hard work of expressing my boundaries to a friend or a lover or even a job place on the front end, and then we can figure out how to work it out. Then, it's a lot harder when you let shit slide, and you hit that tipping point. So when you can express those things at the top, it's uncomfortable. But what you didn't do is get your heart broke, because let's be real. Friendship breakups, and I'm raising my hand because y'all don't have to agree. I'm agreeing with myself. Friendship breakups are often more painful than romantic ones. I had one best friend from 14 to 28, and when she and I stopped being friends, that hurt more than my divorce. And so why are we not treating friendships like they have that much value? And so when you are speaking from your heart and speaking from an authentic place of concern, and especially if you got receipts, then you become a world changer. And if someone is invested in you, you know, to limits, because you ain't going to be able to just disrespect people, and you didn't disrespect me, but to limits, they're going to be willing to do the due diligence to decode what you're saying and to figure out if there's precedence or if there's anything behind that. And so if someone's not willing to dig a little deeper and ask a few questions, then that actually points to a larger uh, fracture in the relationship than did you hear what I said? One of the things that I say to myself when I'm like, oh, this bitch coming at me sideways, again, not talk about you, just in general, is I say, to help me with compassion, because y'all, I'm a feisty little thing, okay? Is if I had their brain chemistry and their life experiences, I would think exactly how they're thinking. Because have you ever been like, now why the fuck would they do that? And you can't figure it out because you don't have their thought process. Because if you did, you wouldn't be trying to figure it out because the shit would make perfect sense. And so I assume that I am missing information on how you got to this conclusion. So I'm showing up like, what you said was interesting. I don't fully agree. Can you show your work? Can you show me the instances? Can you tell me about experiences, how we got here? But that's proof to me that I'm invested, because there are people who have conclusions and I'm like, okay. Going back to the third person that was in our original accountability group. When she said she dropped out, I think I hearted it. It was like, okay, because I wasn't invested. But once I become invested and I'm thinking about it and you matter, then that's where that energy comes for the reconciliation, for the support, for the love. So the way that you can ask someone that question without sounding like a pretentious bitch, because to be like, well, I'm sure if I had your brain chemistry, right? Because what it sounds like, I'm sure if I was a dumbass bitch like you, I think like you think, right? That's how it sounds if you say it exactly like that. But one of the disarming ways to say it could sound like, I'm sure you do that for a reason. Can you tell me what you were thinking? Can you tell me where you heard that? So someone's like, sticking to the boundary that you put in there, you're ignoring me. I would say, it would never be my intention to ignore you, but I'm sure you've had some experience that made you feel that way. Will you tell me more about the times you felt ignored?
A deep, deep thank you goes out to you, BaeFriend, for tuning into the Shift Show. I'm Britteny Floyd-Mayo, founder of Trap Yoga Bae, your positive psychology advocate, and master confidence coach. I'm so glad that you joined me on this journey of self-discovery and transformation. My goal with Shift Show is to bring you real, raw, and unfiltered clips from live coaching sessions that can inspire you to live your best life and get your shit together. I'm so glad you joined me on this journey of self-discovery and transformation. Don't forget to follow me on social media at Trap Yoga Bae to find out how you can be in the room live, as well as catch behind the scenes content and daily inspiration. You can listen to Shift Show everywhere you listen to audio. You name it, bitch, I'm there. Thanks for being a part of my BaeFriend community. Stay fabulous, keep shining, and remember, you can get your shift together so you can keep your shit together. Until next time, BaeFriends. Mwah.